Many would assume that maintenance can only be claimed only after divorce, but that is not true, according to lawyers whom ST spoke to. Now, figures released for the first time by the Family Justice Courts show that many applicants of maintenance orders are women still married to their husbands. Two-thirds of about 1,300 applications filed yearly between 2016 and 2018 were by wives against their husbands for financial support for themselves or their children. The remaining one-third were filed by other family members, such as former wives, the child's grandparents, and legal guardians. Under the Women's Charter, the wife can apply for maintenance against her husband during their marriage if he has neglected or refused to provide reasonable maintenance for her. The amount in maintenance ordered ranges from a few $100s a month to about $20,000 a month, said lawyers about the cases they have handled. We have our Senior Social Affairs Correspondent Theresa Tan to tell us more. Welcome, Theresa. Now, Theresa, even though many women work and have their own incomes, the legal provision for husbands to provide for their families is still necessary. Now, could you share more on what lawyers you spoke to have said about this?
Well, as you know, there's quite a number of women who gave up their jobs to look after their children, so they definitely would need their husbands to provide for them. And then while there are many working moms, by and large, women do generally earn less than their husbands, or there's the other group who work part-time, so they will still need their husbands to provide. Right. So I think lawyers, can generally agree that, in this day and age, although many women do work, this legal provision for the men to provide for them still is important and is crucial. Yeah.
Now, Theresa, in your story, you briefly shared regarding stories of women who have demanded maintenance, and you shared also what the kind of circumstances that they are in. More on that.
Okay, so many of them would have put up with their deadbeat husbands for years, before they go to court to ask for maintenance. Usually there is a trigger or the straw that breaks the camel's back, as lawyers say. For example, they might have found that their husbands are cheating on them, or their husbands might have turned abusive, and often this is their last resort. They really need the money. If not, they can't survive. So, for example, there was this woman I spoke to. Let's call her Alice.
Yeah. Okay.
She put up with a husband that's less than desirable on many fronts. Yeah. When their child was a toddler, he left her to live with the mistress, and he stopped giving her or their daughter any money. Yeah. So Alice had no choice but to take him to court to demand maintenance, right? Because how is she going to support the both of them? Yeah. So he did give her some maintenance. After that, he pleaded for forgiveness. So she said she wanted to give him a second chance. So she took him back. At the same time, after taking him back, she cancelled the maintenance claims. Okay. So and then after that, they did not live happily ever after. He started becoming abusive, and once I think he put a knife to her neck, during an argument, and then to a horror, she discovered that he was still seeing the other woman. Okay. So after about 10 years of this, she felt she could not take it anymore, and then she filed for a divorce last year. Right. So these are some of the circumstances or stories that lawyers are sharing. Yeah.
And Theresa, of course, for instance, like the case of Alice, she had difficulties also getting maintenance, the monthly maintenance from their partners. Is there any kind of help for these people, especially when we talk about really severe and tough cases where wives or even former wives are having difficulties getting maintenance from their partners? Yes,
this is a real problem to many women. Yeah. So they can go to court to ask the courts to enforce the maintenance order. So what the courts can do is to, for example, order the man's employer to credit the maintenance directly into the women's account. Okay. The man can be ordered to go for financial counseling or to perform community service if he defaults again. Yeah. He can be put on a credit blacklist, which makes it harder for him to obtain loans. Okay. So on and so forth. And in extreme cases, these are really extreme cases, really recalcitrant men can be jailed for failing to pay maintenance. But these are really recalcitrant and in extreme cases.
Extreme cases, right.
Yeah, but having said that, you know, it is very tedious and tiring for women to go repeatedly to court to ask the courts to enforce these orders.
Right. Thank you so much, Theresa, for coming on to the show to share more on this. To read the stories that Theresa have written, you can check it out on our Straits Times website. There we have it, our top stories for today. For more news and videos, do log on to our website, straitstimes.com. Once again, I'm Haryanto. See you tomorrow for more stories on The Big Story.